The Charlie Brown kids have the entire run of the ice rink, but only use this tiny portion as if they were somehow aware that their universe was limited by a 4:3 aspect ratio. Dragging your blanket on the ground instead of draping it over your shoulder. Unless, Linus, you enjoy snuggling with dog shit, yellow snow, and pine needles.
You're the only person I know who can take a wonderful season like Christmas and turn it into a problem.
Linus needs to meet the Grinch, capitalism, and my Aunt Bertha.
Of all the Charlie Browns in the world, you're the Charlie Browniest.
But have you even met all the Charlie Browns in the world, Linus? Because I bet you and Lucy haven't even met 5 of them. I mean, there's a really miserable one in Delaware because, well, Delaware. How Snoopy skating bear paw didn't turn this skate rink into a frozen bloodbath and a trip to the vet is the true Christmas miracle here. Also, we never talk about how often Snoopy takes advantage of the lack of adult supervision to straight up attempt to murder any child in Paw's reach and do it with a fucking smile on his face. When the King James Bible is up with his fucking drop cap for Christmas. Why put Christmas in a different font and color than the name Charlie Brown? And don't even get me started on the weak positioning of these leaves and berries.
Hello in there.
Either this mailbox is the missing doorway to Narnia or it belongs to Doctor Who. Literally the only 2 options.
I almost wish there weren't a holiday season. I know nobody likes me.
Me, this is miserable. And for all you nostalgia goblins out there, I hope you all realize that the only reason this puddle of sadness gets to pass itself off as a Christmas tradition is a combination of there being all else to watch in the 60s and Woodstockholm syndrome.
Don't you know sarcasm when you hear it?
Me, the TVSins narrator, to the internet. There are so many horrific thoughts in my head right now. Like, who or what Snoopy killed to get a pile of bones this large and the fact that his jaws are strong enough to chew through them like potato chips. And I bet that sadistic hellhound just buys the paper to read the obituaries. Having an entire house and choosing to read your paper on the roof. In the snow.
Try to catch snowflakes on your tongue. Need sugar.
Kids. Choosing to animate the Battle of Hoth from the POV of the Stormtroopers was certainly an odd choice for this Charlie Brown Christmas special.
You think you're so smart with that blanket. What are you gonna do with it when you grow up?
Oh, I don't know. How about f***ing murdering you with it, Lucy? You see what he just did? He launched a snowball so fast it broke the f***ing sound barrier. Have you ever tried to break the sound barrier with Lennon in a snowball? This is not the kid you pick a fight with, Lucy. He's one bad day away from turning that blanket into a f***ing calling card and feeding your bones to Snoopy. I'd be very careful, Lucy, before you find yourself being talked about exclusively in the context of, oh yeah, whatever happened to her? 8-year-olds that can spell psychiatric better than I can. Wait, what the f*** just happened there? With a deft flick of the hand, Lucy managed to rearrange all the words on this sign just for the close-up and then rearrange them when we get back to the wide shot. Either some animator in the 60s wasn't getting paid enough for this or Lucy needs a spot on Penn and Teller's Fool Us.
Before you begin, I must ask that you pay in advance.
It might seem rough, Charlie, but it's better than getting the critical help you need and then being landed with a crippling medical bill that you can't afford. Much better to pay up front or just go without. That's the lesson, right?
How I love to hear that old money plink. That beautiful sound of cold, hard cash. That beautiful, beautiful sound. Nickels, nickels, nickels.
This capitalism's on for quite some time. And I think the moral of the story is how to communicate your metaphors with nuance and subtlety.
What seems to be your trouble?
I feel depressed.
No problem, Charlie Brown. I'll just write you a prescription for 10 doses of not watching the Charlie Brown Christmas special to be taken once yearly.
If we can find out what you're afraid of, we can label it.
Yes, because labeling things is never problematic.
Are you afraid of responsibility?
Okay, I resent that someone chose this line to zoom in on Lucy and have her make eye contact with me. You pull this shit again and I will not be responsible for my actions. No, that doesn't mean I'm afraid.
How about cats? If you're afraid of cats, you have ailurophagia.
No, ailurophagia is a disorder where you constantly speak like a cat. I'm beginning to think 8-year-olds might not make the best psychiatrists.
Are you afraid of staircases? If you are, then you have climacophobia.
Technically, that's just a fear of climbing. The fear of stairs is bathmophobia, but I'm willing to let it go because I have a fear of escalating.
I don't know anything about directing a Christmas play.
Don't worry, it's my understanding some careers you can just sort of wing it. These can be jobs like astrologer, psychic, and even YouTubers. Take me, for example. Do you think I read this script before I came into the recording booth? Nope. I downed 3 Snapples, half a box of animal crackers, listened to the last half of We Will Rock You, and here I am. Boom! Magic.
I always get a lot of stupid toys or a bicycle or clothes or something like that.
What is it you want?
Real estate.
A Charlie Brown Christmas special, Christmas is for Jesus, and little girls should know better than to aspire to own property.
Lights and display contest? Oh, no! My own dog gone commercial. I can't stand it.
Because it isn't a true Christmas unless you suck every last ounce of enjoyment out of it. Honestly, are you even worshiping if you aren't suffering at the same time?
I have been extra good this year, so I have a long list of presents that I want.
Oh, brother.
You kid, quit being part of the problem. How dare you demand gifts from Santa just because your parents made him up and told you that if you're good, you'd get presents from him? What a dick.
This will be the worst Christmas play ever.
Well, until someone decides to turn this special into a play, of course.
One of the first things to ensure a good performance is strict attention to the director.
Hang on a second. Earlier, Charlie Brown said,
I don't know anything about directing a Christmas play.
so when did Charlie Kubrick suddenly arrive? And now for 30 straight seconds of dancing. That's some shameless runtime padding for a 25-minute cartoon whose message is essentially, stop having fun at Christmas and pray more, you heathens.
Yes, he's even a good penguin.
He sure is, but the real question is, who wrote a script set in 480 Israel that includes a penguin? Poor thing is going to die a cruel death in the desert. And yes, I know snow can technically be a desert too, but you know what I f***ing mean.
Get hot water, get some disinfectant, get some iodine.
Footage of me at the start of the pandemic somehow makes it into the Charlie Brown Christmas special. Please don't ask why I was cosplaying as Lucy in 2020.
Give me one good reason why I should memorize this. I'll give you 5.
12 minutes into this miserably unmerry miasma, the animators are so disillusioned that they've lost the will to even animate Lucy walking from here to here.
What's a Christmas shepherd gonna look like holding a stupid blanket like that?
Lucy just demonstrated the animators gave her 5 fingers for this joke, but in the shot of Linus sucking on his thumb, he's back to the cartoon standard of 4 fingers. Did Snoopy eat one?
He has the nicest sense of humor.
Humor? And here I was thinking even the word humor had been banished from this holiday special.
What about the Christmas Queen,
There's one woman mentioned in the story of Jesus' birth, and that's the lady popping him out. So I'm not sure where Lucy got the idea of a Christmas queen. If Lucy wants to play a biblical queen, I'm pretty sure her options are limited to Athalia or the Queen of Sheba, both of whom died centuries before the story in this particular play. Why did Charlie Brown's megaphone make a trombone sound when he threw it? 1960s sound engineering really was something special.
This really brings Christmas close to a person.
Yeah, kids, don't you dare get an artificial tree. It's not Christmas unless you have a living organism slowly dying in your living space. It's what the pagans would want.
This is the music I've selected for the Christmas play.
Picking something that has nothing to do with Christmas just because it's in the public domain. Wait, was Snoopy inside the piano? Where the f*** did he come from? Somehow Schroeder is able to create the sound of percussion with his little piano, as this song has drums and cymbals being played. And now I'm wondering what kind of devilry Schroeder has used to gain this mystifying ability. Was Snoopy involved? Is that why he's here? To oversee Schroeder's witchcraft?
I can tell you what Christmas is all about. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior.
Look, I was pre-warned that there was an undertone of religiosity in this thing, but this isn't an undertone. This is literally reading from the Bible and making you feel like a terrible human for participating in the commercialization of Christmas tone.
And this shall be a sign unto you. You shall find the babe wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger.
Great sermon, Linus, but is the blanket smiling at me?
That's what Christmas is all about, Charlie Brown.
But also presents, right? I mean, if we have to dedicate so much time convincing people that the true meaning of Christmas is something they've forgotten about, I'd argue that the new meaning of Christmas is getting together and exchanging gifts. If your Christmas had pie and toys, Linus, I think it wouldn't have been so easily forgotten.
I won't let all this commercialism ruin my Christmas. I'll take this little tree home and decorate it.
You tell him, Charlie Brown. You spend hundreds of dollars decorating your tree, and that'll show these Christmas commercializing bastards who's boss. And then the Charlie Brown Christmas tree will become a reminder of the true meaning of Christmas, and definitely won't be commercialized into a money-making novelty itself.
Oh well, this commercial dog is not going to ruin my Christmas.
Being bitter that your dog won a prize and defeated, presumably, other humans in town who decorated their own houses. Congratulate him. Snoopy worked hard and won despite having a dog's limited color spectrum. Also, pretending that decorating your tree is any less a sign of commercialism than decorating your house. It's a big game of whose festive Yule log is bigger, and don't kid yourself otherwise. Okay, one of these kids is either a druid, poison ivy, or Harry Potter, because no amount of doghouse decorations explains away the immaculate conception of leaves we see here.
Merry Christmas, Charlie Brown!
Oh, humbug. You'll all go back to hating him in the next cartoon, which, to be fair, might be the true meaning of Christmas after all, Charlie Brown. Tolerating your dislike of people long enough to do something nice around the holidays when obligation forces you into the same room, also that you can go back to the status quo until Easter or the next birthday comes around. Merry Christmas, everyone.
You have all been placed on the naughty list and will not be receiving any presents this year.
But I'm still not happy. I always end up feeling depressed.
Miserable being must find more miserable being.
Hello in there.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
I feel depressed. I know I should be happy, but I'm not.
Secret is safe with my indifference.
All I want is my fair share.
Commie, traitor to our country!
A potential scandal with the Buffalo PD surfaced today when the mayor demanded that
Stop the music!
Enough is too much!
Merry Christmas, Charlie Brown! One of us, one